Hi guys, good afternoon, me again, and welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie, and in today's video I'll be discussing what I thought of that awesome and scary looking new trailer we got just a few days ago for the upcoming hotly anticipated horror sequel 28 years later, The Bone Temple, from filmmaker Nia DaCosta and the writer of the original 28 Days Later, Alex Garland. It looks great. So the reason why we got this movie as quick as we did is because apparently this film was shot back to back with 28 Years Later, the film that came out earlier this summer. Thankfully, that movie did so well financially and critically, or at least it did decently enough where it justified the sequel happening. And they had already shot and filmed the sequel on the hopes that the first film would be well received, which it was. So now, of course, we're getting the sequel next month on January 16th. What unfortunately remains unclear and uncertain is, will we get a third film making this a full-blown trilogy like it's supposed to be or was intended to be? Hopefully, yes. People seem to really respond to and enjoy 28 Years Later, so I'm assuming those same folks will respond to and enjoy 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. I certainly hope so, because I would love to see the third film bring this whole trilogy to a conclusion, bring everything full circle. And I don't know if he's supposed to appear in the second or third film, but Cillian Murphy, who played Jim in the original 28 Days Later, is set to appear in at least one of these movies, I think. So either at the end of the second one or possibly the third one. Again, I don't know, because the third film has not been confirmed yet, and there's been no release date set for it. But in the meantime, we have 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple to look forward to, and it looks like there's a lot to look forward to. We got a glimpse of our main character, Spike, with his new group of survivors, his new friends, so to speak. And it seems to be a cult type of group led by the character Jimmy from the first film, who we first met as a little boy and then met as a full-grown man at the end of 28 Years Later. And he apparently has a group of followers who basically look and act like him, because they all have the same kind of hairstyle, or apparently they might be wigs as well. And he's got them acting like his own acolytes or whatever. And it's very reminiscent of another post-apocalyptic franchise that did something similar, The Walking Dead. When they introduced the character Negan, he had a whole army of people who would follow him, and he would ask them, "Who are you?" And they all go, "I'm Negan," or "We're Negan." And that was only for a few seasons. But Jimmy's cult of followers reminded me of that detail from The Walking Dead, which I appreciate a lot. So it'll be interesting to see what their true nature is, and how it's revealed to Spike. Will he stay with them? Will they turn out to be an okay group of folks, or are they batshit crazy from the looks of them? Only time will tell when the movie comes out. Our fan favorite character, Dr. Kelson, is returning, along with another unexpected fan favorite, Samson, aka the Alpha, the famously well-hung infected. Although it looks like in a glimpse in the trailer here, he's wearing pants, so maybe Kelson drugs him and then pulls a pair of pants up over his legs or something. I don't know. But it looks like Kelson and Jimmy will be meeting. Will they butt heads, or will they see eye to eye? Again, it's hard to say. Jimmy seems intrigued by what the Kelson has created with the memorial of skulls that probably plays into the title, The Bone Temple. And from that, we don't know much about the plot. Like, is Spike going to go back home to his community? Will his community be attacked by Jimmy and his followers? Will the infected attack? Again, we simply do not know. And this trailer raises a lot more questions than it does answers. But it does answer a few things about returning characters, setting, and of course when the movie is coming out, which is January 16th next month, which is already next year, if you can believe that. Holy shit, this year went by very fast. Well, at times it felt like it did go by fast, and other times it didn't. You know what I mean? But I'm very excited for it. I really, really enjoyed 28 Years Later. I'm so glad it was so well received by the fans, and that it did well enough to justify the second movie coming out. And I hope the second movie does well enough to justify the third and presumably final film of this chapter. But again, only time will tell. But in the meantime, we've got 28 years later and 28 years later, the Bone Temple to look forward to and enjoy. So that's what we're going to do. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this trailer as much as I did. What did you think of it? I'd love to hear your thoughts and feelings down below in the comments section. Please remember to keep it civil and be respectful of one another's opinions and beliefs. Thank you so much for watching. 28 years later, the Bone Temple hits theaters next year, January 16th. Have an awesome rest of your day, everyone. And of course, until next time, what's your favorite scary movie?